Oh, yeah. Hit it. Can you dig it? Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and joining me is the great panhammer herself, Manda.
Howdy, y'all.
What's happening? How's the world treating you? What's going on a Wednesday? Camel, camel.
Camel, camel.
All right. Who's first in chat? Judy St. Vincent is first in chat, and she says, am I first? You are first. You get the gold star for being first in chat. Congratulations. You can take that gold star and put it up on your mantelpiece and tell all your kids about it. How you climbed over thousands of corpses of chatters just to find your way to the top and claim that gold star for your very own. Or, you know, be first next week. Got a nice hot cup of coffee here and a raspy voice and a excited mustache. I can barely contain it. It's purring. I can feel it. Don't you want to have a cup of coffee with me? Have your mustache purr? If you do, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get after it. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It has this face on it. It is fantastic. But we also have stainless steel tumblers, the big ones and the little ones. They both have locking lids to keep your coffee hot for hours. They look great on your coffee table. They got the Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front and all the platforms on the back. And they won't be there forever, so get one while you can. Also, a hat or a T-shirt or a plunger or a coat hanger. I'm not sure about those last two, but check it out. They may be there.
It might even be a plumb bob.
You might could get a plumb bob. A plumb bob. It has a name, and it's not OSCAR. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you want to show a little love. If you want to, that's feed Jake to the uninitiated, not the other thing you heard. You can do that at CashApp $JakeJohnsonband. I greatly appreciate that very much. One last thing, if you'd like to hang out with us outside of YouTube, outside of their oppressive little fingers and everything going wrong on a daily basis, you can do that over at Facebook.com/UntetheredLiveChillin'. The link is in the chat. It's a great place to hang out and share pictures, text, videos, and chats and get to know everybody. And it's free, and it's yours, and it's there, and it's available. So go check it out while you can. All right, on and up. Judy says, yay, I'm first. Now I know you have to be over an hour early. Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to be first for sure, that's a way to do it. Soph Allen's here. Hey, Soph. She says, hi, guys. How are you guys? Guys twice in the same sentence. That's not normal English, just so you know. Nice to see you. And Soph says, I'm very sad. Oh, we know. Your mom's dying. Right, we got it. 12 months to live. You told us before already. Twice. So, and you left it in a comment so we can remember it when we go check the comments. We know. We got you. We've been praying for you this whole time. We're holding a vigil like nonstop. Judy says, hey, Soph. And Soph says, hey, Judy. And Judy says, sorry, Soph. And Soph says, I know, right, Judy? So does everyone else. Kingdom Kid says, hello, all y'all beautiful people. Hello, Jake. Hi, Kingdom Kid. Nice to see you, my friend. I hope you had a great day. I did. Very busy day, but a great day. I'm in the other corner. Who's in the other corner? Come out of the corner. Nobody puts Kid in the corner. Judy says, hey, Kid. Kingdom says, Judy. Judy says, hey, Jake and Amanda. Hello, sweet lady. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well today. And Soph says, hi, Kingdom. Sorry, chat jumped.
806.
806.
Yeah, 806.
I got it.
Okay.
Hi, Kingdom Kid. How are you, says Soph. Kingdom says, Soph, thanks for asking. Hard, but I'm built different. If you're hard during a podcast, you are built different. I bend, but I don't break. God bless us and yours. God bless you and yours. Heart. Yes. And he does. I apologize for my voice tonight. I'm just about to lose it. Don't know how long I can talk, but I'm going to keep going until it rattles off. Soph says, Kingdom Kid, I have some sad news. My mom has only 12 months to live because she has cancer. All right, Soph, don't repeat yourself, honey. You've already said that in the chat. We know. Come on now. You don't have to tell each individual person. They all read the chat, and I read it out loud. You don't have to keep saying it. We know. It's terrible. We're sorry. That's the best you're going to get. I'm sorry. Kingdom Kid says, after 18 years, I figured this out. It took me that long because I had an ego and didn't ask for the answer. You figured what out?
Read the next line.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. If you could build a house anywhere in the world where all four walls point north and a bear comes into your yard to use the bathroom, what color is the bear? Well, in order to answer that question, it's very simple, actually. You just have to board a train going east at 25 miles per hour and meet up with a girl named Cindy who is taking a train going west at 35 miles per hour, and she will tell you what the price of tea is in China. Judy says, white? Could be. If it's in the north, yes. But all four corners of the house point north, which would mean it would have to be in a two-dimensional space. So clear would be my answer, but whatever. I don't think this is going metaphysical. But if physics is your answer, it would be clear. And Kingdom says, does she know the Lord, Soph, your mom? Does your mom know the Lord? Has she been saved? Because right now would be a really good time to do that if she hasn't. Maybe you should bring her to the Lord. Maybe you should talk to her about it if she doesn't know. And Kingdom says, Judy, wavy hand. And Judy says, really? Not a clue. Not a clue. Kingdom says, wrong answer. I'll reveal it at the end. Oh, suspense. You know how to keep an idiot in suspense? I'll tell you later.
Put him in a round room, tell him to pee in a corner.
Put a scratch and sniff sticker at the bottom of the swimming pool?
No, that's how you drowned him.
Hide his EBT card under his work boots?
That's how you starve him. Stop. You're on the wrong side of that fence.
Kingdom says, wrong answer. I'll reveal it at the end. And Soph says, yeah, I have been praying for her, Kingdom Kid, and she's been really sick. And I've been praying for her a lot. As you do, yes. Soph says, I will do prayer on here for my mom today. You don't need to. No one here knows your mom. Do your prayer to your mom, for your mom. Be with her. All we can do is say sorry. That's it. We have loved ones that are dying too. You know, we have lives to live too. We can't fix that. It's not a thing you can fix. I know you're searching for an answer. I know you're looking for sympathy. But you're not going to get it over the internet. Talk to a person that can touch you. That would be better. We love you, but, you know, it's getting kind of old. Kingdom Kid says, so if you're not alone, I will be praying with you, as will I. But, you know, ease up on the please somebody pay attention to me thing. We're paying attention. We know. Moving on. Amanda says, Judy, here's your gold star. Enjoy.
Hi, Judy, Soph, and Kid.
Soph says, hey, Amanda, did you hear the news about my mom? Yes, we did. Somebody told us just a minute ago. And then a few minutes before that, we heard it still. And I think it's written on a chat, on a comment somewhere. We know. Would you like me to make a community post so that everyone knows? I'll do that if that'll make you feel better. Kingdom Kid says, hello, Amanda. I know it's been a minute, but I just want you to know that I prayed for you. I hope it's giving you some clarity. Amanda, are you having cloudy issues?
I don't know. But, hi, UntetheredLive family. Good to see y'all. Happy hump day. Camel. I hope everyone is doing good. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight?
Camel.
Camel. And yes, Soph. And thanks, kid. I appreciate that.
Soph says, it's been very hard the last few days for me, I'm sure. I've been in that situation several times myself. I know how that feels. Believe me, you have sympathy. Amanda.
Oh, sorry, I was typing. Hi, Amy. Oh, and so nobody can say how long somebody has to live but God.
Correct. You may be surprised. She could go into full remission. You never know. Depends on what kind of cancer it is. There are some that's pretty much it. But there's some that can come and go. It happens. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Amy's here. Hey, Amy. She says, Psalms 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Amen to that.
Hi, Amy.
Kingdom Kid says, amen. And Judy says, hey, Amanda.
Hi, Judy.
Soph says, hey, Amy, did you hear the news? The sad news. It's going to be one of those nights. Mabel says, ciao, everybody. Hello, Mabel. Nice to see you, sweet lady. Come on in. Judy says, hey, Amy.
Hi, Mabel.
And Judy says, hey, Mabel. Mabel says, how are you, Amanda?
I'm good, thanks. How are you and yours?
And Mabel says, and also, Jake, how are you? I'm here. Nice to see you. Soph says, hi, Mabel. How are you, my friend? Debbie's here. Debbie says, happy hump day, all y'all. Hey, Debbie. Hump. Soph says, hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. Camel.
Camel. Mabel says, Amanda, we are good, thank you. Vic is just getting back from taking Hannah to football practice, and we will eat dinner soon. Smiley face. And Judy says, hey, Debbie.
Nice, Mabel. What's for dinner?
We had sandwiches, sloppy joes, and baked beans and macaroni salad. It was delicious.
Yummy.
Mabel says, Soph, my family is healthy and no one is dying of hay fever. So I'm happy for this. That's how you handle it.
That's great. I love it. That is freaking awesome.
And Linda says, happy hump day, Camel.
That is the shit there, Mabel.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda, hun.
Patty says, hello, everyone. It's Patty. Peace. Judy says, we already had ours. Nice. What did you have? Judy says, hey, Linda. And Amber's here. She says, good evening, friends. Heart, prayers, heart. How was y'all's day? Fantastic. Been a long day, but a good day. Busy. Amanda.
Rolling on the floor laughing. Mabel, I love you. And hi, Amber.
And Judy says, hey, Patty, thanks for reminding me. And Soph says, hey, Amber, my mom's got 12 months to live now. Mabel says, thank you, Amanda. Smiley.
Hi, Patty.
And Judy says, hey, Amber. And Amber says, Soph, the best of the BSSR. Backstreet Circling Revolution. bona fide salamander sorbet renaissance? Bend South So Rover? Come on now. I don't know what that means. Patty says, Miss Amanda. And Amanda says, chillin' page right here if anybody wants to check that out. Amber says, the best of the best gave me 6 months to live 5 years ago. Right on. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes people are wrong. Sometimes life will fool you. Soph says, we all go through sad things in life, but you know everything will be okay, and you guys are not alone. Yes. Amy says, I'm here. I came in earlier and posted a verse. I was going to read the chat until I discovered someone spilled a cup of red pop in the elevator and left it. Oh, no. Oh, I bet that's sticky, too. Red pop is always the worst. Gets in everything and you can't get it up. Big John Nugget, what's up, brother? He says, good evening, everyone. I won't be chatting much tonight, but I'll be lurking due to my hand and wrist. What happened to your hand and wrist? Are you okay?
Should have bought more pumpkins.
Pumpkins. Amber says, they flew in from everywhere. My blood cells are square. Don't let the doctors tell you what isn't their decision, is all I'm saying. Smiley face, prayers, and hearts. Correct. It's God's idea. It's his mind. It's his decision. He giveth and he taketh away. And he decides when that happens. That's true enough.
Hi, Nugget.
And Judy says, hey, Nugget. And Linda Davis says, hi, Nugget. Amber says, Nugget, smiley face, prayers, and smiley faces. And Mabel says, Soph, yes. And everything is less sad when we are not repeating the same sad things over and over just to make sure everyone knows how sad it is. Correct. Which is my point. Stop doing that. We all get it. You don't have to remind your friends that you're in trouble. They're your friends for a reason. But if you keep doing that, they won't be your friends for long because it'll drive them insane. Nobody wants to be a Debbie Downer or a Sophie Downer. Be happy, Soph. Life is good. You're young. Your mom's in a bad situation. It happens to us all. But you never know what the future holds. And with a little hope, instead of pessimism, use optimism. With a little hope, you might be surprised what good things come of things. Hope is a wonderful, powerful tool. And if you use it, we just did a whole book about it, the book of Hebrews. If you were watching, I'm sure you heard me say it. Hope is the substance of things that cause faith. That's what hope is, faith. And if you have it, if you have just enough to fill a mustard seed, you could say to a mountain, be gone, and it would be gone. Believe that. You never know what could happen. So Soph says, John, hey, did you hear the sad news that my mom? Yes. Yes, he did. Patty says, hi, Miss Linda. And Judy says, over an hour before the show started. Yes, you did. You were on it. And you got that gold star.
So, Nugget, how many pumpkins did you buy? LOL. Asking for a friend.
Patty says, Mr. Big John from across the pond. Peace. Amber says, y'all decided she's not AI. No, man, it's not a decision yet. The jury is still out. Sometimes she communicates like a real girl. And sometimes it's baffling how computer-like she is. I'm afraid I'm going to have to see actual evidence before I confirm or deny. Amy says they could have at least called it in, and I could have addressed it promptly. Instead, no, and everyone walked on it. Spread syrup everywhere. Ugh, college kids. Job security, though. Gotta love them. Right on.
Don't even read it. Skip it. No, Amber, not yet.
And Linda Davis says, hi, Patty, Amanda, Amber, Judy, Mabel, Kid, Amy, and Jake. Hi. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Amber says, I thought we agreed until after the concert to act accordingly. Thought we did. Amy says, hi, everyone. Hi, Amy. Sorry about the pop.
Chat jumped.
Did it?
Yeah, mine did.
Oh.
Don't know where we're at.
8:35.
Hello, Amber. I don't know.
And Soph says, hey, beautiful Amy. And hi, Linda. How are you? And Amber says, what? Several already know? I'm going to ask. Smiley faces, hearts, and a unicorn. Judy says, hey, Amy. And Amy says, I'm on break. I haven't had time. There, liked and shared. Thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. Amber says, I've liked and Facebook shared. Hearts. Mabel says, she is AI. I have said this from the beginning. I am positive. And to Jake's words, write it down that I said so. You got it. I believe so too. I don't want to be a total peckerhead, so I'm leaving like 10% that there's a possibility that she's just special. Very, but I'm thinking AI. The Turing test is being failed miserably. Amber says, Amy, hearts and smiley faces. Amanda.
LOL, Mabel. Okay.
And Soph says, what do you do when you're feeling sad, guys? Well, most of us keep it to ourselves and deal with it emotionally and handle whatever comes our way. We typically don't claw everyone's eyes out to get them to pay attention to how sad we are, because that's weird and a little overbearing. So most of the time we just grit our teeth and deal with it in silence. Amber says, either it stopped or my comment made her think. Hearts and prayers, just saying. Maybe. Amy says, lean on God, Soph. My dad was fine Father's Day. 2 weeks later, he was gone. Oh, yeah. My grandpa circled the drain like 8 times. I mean, he was out. They called the family in. No response. You know, EEG's off the charts, whatever. He's out. This is it. He'll be gone before morning. And by noon the next day, he was up riding the kids around on his hover-round, eating maple syrup and fatback. Did that like 8 times. Completely gone. And then next day, perfectly fine. 99 years old. Amber says, never mind. I was hopeful, right? Judy says, LOL, Jake. And Soph says, thanks, beautiful Amy. I appreciate this so much. God is good. He is. Amber says, Mabel, smiley face hearts and a unicorn. Amy says, shaking my head. Amy says, how's your dad, Kingdom Kid? Any better? Kingdom says, Amy, thanks for asking. He's doing, but I think he thinks I'm his personal servant. Oh yeah. If you're his kid, you are. My mom, before she passed, she wanted French fries like 4 times a day. Peeled, not bagged, peeled French fries. That's all she would eat. So I peeled and cooked French fries 4 times a day. Amy says, Soph, you have a year. Make arrangements for the future. Agreed. Yeah, this is the time that you got to pull it together and get things done so that it's prepared. Because when it happens, you're going to be beside yourself and you're not going to be able to handle all of that. So get it done now while you have a mind to do so. And there's surprisingly a lot of things that have to be tied up when a person passes. So make sure you know what to do. Don't wait until the last minute where you can't ask. Ask now. And Big John says, Soph, concentrate on the time she has. Make it fun and good memories. Then it's easier on you both. Yes. Spec Lobby's here. Welcome back, Spec. How's it going, sir? Is political discussion permitted today? It's permitted, sure. This isn't a political show, but you're welcome to say whatever you feel. Amanda says, hi, Spec Lobby. Welcome back. Judy says, hey, Spec. Amber says, Kingdom, I see you. Tag, you're it. Smiley faces, prayers, and hearts. Ollie, Ollie, Oxenfree. Amy says, hi, Spec Lobby. Spec Lobby, welcome. Please like and subscribe. I know, right? I can talk. I'm not having a stroke. I can barely talk. I'm having a struggle right now, pushing it kind of hard. Spec Lobby says, hi, Amy, and already subscribed. I have been for quite a few months. That's right. I know who you are. I remember you.
And it's okay tonight, Spec, but not top topic. We do touch on it.
Spec says, all righty, thanks. You're welcome. Amy says, I don't mean to be blunt, so I'll quote S.E. Hinton. Things are hard on both sides of the track, Pony Boy. Yeah. Yes. And the one thing that you can take away from this is you're not the only person in the world that's ever suffered tragedy. Believe that. Everyone has. We all know what you're going through. All of us have been there before or will be soon. That is the one universal thing that all people have in common, regardless of where they're from or who they are. We've all suffered loss. Debbie says, if the floor is mine, then y'all need to pay me rent. There is a basket by the door. Make sure you pay before you leave, right? Amen. Sorry, my phone keeps blowing up. Judy says, LOL, Debbie. Amber says, LOL, Debbie, do what? She read the title. The world is a stage and the floor is yours. Amy says, I'm broke. Eating ramen noodles for dinner again tonight. I hear you. Me too. Except we had manwiches. Soph says, Amy, that sounds delicious. See what I mean? Nobody thinks ramen noodles are delicious. That is a weird statement. That's a thing a computer would say. Mabel says, we're having spaghetti. Sorry, Amanda. I didn't see you ask. Spaghetti's good. I love spaghetti.
Nice, Mabel.
Debbie says, Amy, you can leave an IOU in the basket. You're welcome. And Judy says, we had hamburgers and egg sandwiches. Hamburger and egg sandwiches? It's odd. Good, but odd. Patty says, barbecue chicken on a bun with mac and cheese. Right on.
That's my style.
Amanda.
Oh, yummy, Patty. Sorry. Nice, Judy. I was reading the bottom of the chat.
Amy says, gotta go. See y'all. I might be back. Well, tackle that red pop stain with gusto. Get her done. Aaron's here. He says, peace and Doritos. What's up, Aaron? Nice to see you, brother.
Hello, Aaron.
I was expecting a picture from you today. I didn't get it. You all right? Judy says, bye, Amy. And Soph says, hey, Aaron.
Okay, Aaron. Okay, Amy. See you. Hope you're okay.
And Patty says, it was really great, our supper. Sounded good. Yummy, yummy. I hadn't had sandwiches in a long time. That's a very good meal.
It was pretty good.
Judy says, hey, Aaron. Amy says, hi, Aaron. I'll be back. Busy, busy, busy. Aaron says, zup, Mandar. Mandar, the Magnificent. Linda says, I've been sitting in this ER for 5 hours. They are trying to get my blood pressure down and my heart rate up. That's not good. Are you okay? What are you doing in the hospital? What happened? Do you need anything? Are you okay? You got somebody with you? Amy says, prayers, Linda. Linda says, hi, Aaron, smiley face. Aaron says, I've been making cool AI videos. I saw one of them. Rock on. And Judy says, prayers, Linda. Patty says, hi, Aaron. Aaron says, hi, Linda and Patty, the legend. Soph says, praying for Linda. Big John says, Amanda, I didn't get pumpkins. I got marrows instead. What is a marrow?
Oh, no, Linda. Hugs and prayers. And LOL, Nugget.
Aaron says, Jake, I'm sorry. I'm here for you. LOL, Jake does it the best. I do what the best? It. Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. But I know you're here for me. But I was talking about the picture that, remember we were talking about doing a hoodie?
Oh, he just answered you on that question. You're way behind.
Yeah, okay.
That's something totally different.
Okay. Patty says, eat grapefruit later. Eat grapefruit later on, Miss Linda, after you get straightened out. I read up on blood pressure and grapefruit. Okay. So apparently eating a grapefruit will raise your blood pressure. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to eat grapefruit if you have high blood pressure.
That's a good thing to know if you got low blood pressure. Aaron says, wait, what happened to Linda? I don't know yet. I'm still reading. Big John says, prayers, Linda. Heart and prayers. Vic's here. Hey, Vic. He says, evening, folks. Jake, how are you, sir? I'm fantastic, my friend. How are you? A little scratchy tonight, but other than that, doing great. Judy says, high blood pressure, low heart rate, Aaron. Yeah, I'm trying to find out what caused that.
She says further down, I believe.
All right. Amanda says,
hold on. Oh, hi, Vic.
Judy says, hey, Vic. Aaron says, WTF, Linda. Patty says, yes, Aaron, the legend. Patty is the legend. Then my chat jumped while I was looking at it.
8:53.
Debbie says, I could be AI or a figment of your imagination. It could go either way, really. So could I. How do I know that all y'all are not real? You could all be a figment of I could be a brain floating in soup in the middle of the universe somewhere. Everything could be fake. How do I know I'm real?
I'm real.
I know I'm real because if this were my imagination, it'd be way better than this. And Judy says, LOL, Debbie. What it is smoking coffee and drinking nicotine. That's right. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. Big John says, Jake, hand blown up like a balloon. I don't know why, shooting pain in it. Did you get bit by a spider or something? Or is it like a tendon thing? That sucks, man. Aaron says, not yet, Patty. I gotta be as cool as you. Peace. Or, not peace. A cool smiley
yeah,
face.
Cool. Hi, what is it?
Judy says, hey, what? Hey, what it is? Amber says, what it is? Smiley faces and cool smiley faces. Linda says, I'll be fine, Aaron. I need to find the meds that will bring one down without the other. They just haven't found it yet. You got it's a balancing act. You got to bring one down without shooting the other one up like a seesaw. Got to get them both even. Got it. Bill Bennett says, what's happening, Untethered Live fam? Hey, Bill. Judy says, Nugget, did you go see a doctor?
Hi, Bill.
Patty says, Aaron, just hanging on, buddy. You'll get there. Just hang on, buddy. You'll get there. It takes time to be a legend. You got to be famous in both counties. Like me. Judy says, hey, Bill. Patty says, hi, Mr. Bill. Vic says, that's my girl. Smiley, smiley. I hear you're getting spaghetti tonight. What it is says, hello, Amanda. And to all Untethered Live. And hi, Amanda Grounds. Amber Grounds.
LOL, Vic, right?
What it is says, emotional damage. I like that guy. Aaron says, Patty, you're unique and a legend. God made one. Do you know how to catch a special rabbit? Sneak up on it. Mabel says, smiley faces and smiley faces with herpes. I think that's what that is.
Something like that.
Patty says, hello, what it is? Peace. Fab Daddy's here. He says, happy Wednesday. Healthy wish to all. Fab Daddy, camel, camel. Nice to see you. And Linda says, what it is? I only drink 1.5 cups a day. I quit smoking and I drink alcohol very rarely. Right on. Yeah, I drink about 4 cups of coffee a day in a 24-hour period.
Wait, how much?
4.
No.
2 in the morning, 2 at night. Yeah.
On a Tuesday or Thursday.
On a Tuesday or Thursday, I don't usually drink one at night. I might get a cup when I come in. So 2 in the morning and 1 when I come in, maybe 2 sometimes. Still about 4 cups a day. Maybe 5.
I'm going to say more like 5.
Not like I don't drink 3 pots a day like I used to.
No.
Linda says, I read that one. Judy says, hey, Fab. And Patty says, Aaron, that's what I've been told, my man. Right on. Aaron says, well, he's smart. Fab Daddy says, hi, Judy and everyone. Fab Daddy, you doing all right? Staying busy today? How's your Wednesday going? Is it humpy? Soph says, it's my boyfriend's birthday tomorrow, guys, and you're going to a concert too, right? So we got the gambit. Your mom has cancer. You're very sad. It's your boyfriend's birthday, and you're going to see Michael Jackson. Do you realize that I've known you for a year, and that's the only information I have about you? You get that? Every podcast, that's what I hear about you. Every one. You can go back and look, check the record. Every single time you've been here, those are the 4 things that you talk about. Every single time. How about try something new? How was your day? One time you told me you went to a class. You didn't tell me what kind of class or where.
She volunteered at a school.
Try it. Detail. Give me a detail about Soph. Something that a friend would tell another friend. That might get the ball rolling. Aaron says, oh, Lord. Patty says, no, you my man. I have no man. Well, that's a confusing statement, Patty. Amber says, yeah, specially touched AI. Very special. For its mom and a speedy recovery. Prayers for its mom and a speedy recovery.
It's mom. Hi, Fab.
Judy says, tell him happy birthday. Right on. What's his name, by the way? April's here. Hey, April. She says, hey, y'all, I'm out at the store driving. I'm driving. I'm listening. Much love and hugs, and I'll text when I stop. All right. And Victor says, Aaron, good to see you, sir. Aaron says, oh, Patty, I get it now. Patty says, hi, April. Peace. Amber says, Aaron, good evening, blue friend. I'm so blue. Judy says, hey, April. Judy was first in chat tonight. Amanda.
Hi, April.
April says, today is my son Devin's birthday and Aunt Melanie's. Much love. All right. Happy birthday, Devin. Don't care about the second one. Judy says, tell them happy birthday. And Soph says, hey, April. Aaron says, April, I was in the Damon Darling love with you, LOL. I was in the Damon Darling love. Damon like Matt Damon? Damon, Damone. Confusion. Amber says, April, good evening, lovely. Hearts and smiley faces and prayers. And Amber says, Nana Carter wanted pancakes nonstop, so I made pancakes, right? That's what you do. You can't say no. That's that time, you know. I did get tired of peeling potatoes, but that was my mom, so I peeled potatoes. And April says, hi, Amanda and Jake and Aaron and Judy and Amber and Mabel and Debbie and Patty and Soph and John and what it is. Hugs and Fab Daddy and love to all. Right on, April. Hearts and smiley faces with herpes and smiley faces with breasts and another heart. Big John says, happy birthday to your son, April, and to your Aunt Melanie. April says, Linda Lovely, hugs and love, heart. And Soph says, thanks, April. Aaron says, Raymond Delicious said, no one ever. Ramen Delicious said, no one ever. Right on. Ramen noodles. Linda Davis says, hi, April. Happy birthday to your son and aunt. And Big John says, hi, April Hart. Patty says, oh, Miss Amy, I wish you could have had a lot more because you work so much and so hard. And God bless you, sweetheart. Amen to that. Aaron says, oh, my bad. I got called by my daughter. Plus, their mom is pressing me for $400 a month. Oh, no. No. That's terrible.
My chat jumped if you're waiting on me.
Oh, no, you're at 9:04. Big John says, I'll be lurking. It's my writing hand. I understand, buddy. I'm sorry about your hand. Get some ice on that thing or something. Some Bengay, some Pepto-Bismol, something.
What did you do with Pepto-Bismol today?
Get that guy some Pepto-Bismol. Water my ass.
Oh, did you watch a clip about it or something?
No.
Oh.
I just like that. I like that movie. Linda Davis says, nope, no one. I took myself in. Okay, good. You took yourself in, not good. Do you want me to call somebody or do you need me to call somebody? You have a phone. I don't know why I would need to, but is there anything I can do for you? I'll do it, whatever it is. Aaron says, the Soph voice for context, right? So says, I didn't know that grapefruit can raise your blood pressure. Apparently it can. Amber says, AI, just saying. I agree. I think we're on to something here. I think we figured it out. Fab Daddy says, I learn something new every day. Me too, Fab Daddy. It's usually that I'm still a failure, but, it's new. Amber says, Fab, good evening, friend. Smiley face with herpes and prayers. Fab Daddy says, and I forget 3 other things every day. Right. Yeah. Amber says, Aaron, smiley faces. And Victor says, I'm doing good, Jake, thank you. I got my lovely ladies with me, full of spaghetti and rum. Couldn't be bad, honestly. That sounds like heaven. It does. Aaron says, Soph, eat one and tell us. A ramen noodle.
A grapefruit.
A grapefruit. Eat a grapefruit and tell us. Does not compute. Mabel says, smiley, smiley. Amber says, oh my gosh, I'm going to feel bad if I'm wrong. This is why I leave 10%, just in case. Amber says, Linda's in the hospital. Yes, she is. She's in the ER, not in the hospital. She's in the ER, getting her blood pressure equalized. And heart rate down and blood pressure up. And Soph says, I love spaghetti bolognese because it's so delicious. Well, that's usually why you would love spaghetti bolognese. It would be weird if you loved it because it was purple. Right? Debbie says, I would rather be taken out back and beat than to eat a grapefruit. Good thing my blood pressure is good. Well, I found that if you take a grapefruit, a pink one, and cut it in half and then just pour sugar all over the top of it and then eat it with one of those serrated spoons, it's actually quite delicious. If you get you eat the nectar out of it, but you don't eat the veins that are in between the sections. That's what's bitter, and that's why it tastes horrible. But if you just suck out that little section with sugar on top, it's very delicious.
Me too, Debbie.
Weenies.
Can't stand a grapefruit.
Grapefruit's good for you.
It's nasty.
Not if you put sugar on it. Everything's better with sugar on it.
I don't think anything could help grapefruit.
I like a good pink grapefruit. I don't like the blonde ones, but I like the pink ones. And Linda says meds aren't working, so they're going to try IV meds first before they have to admit me. Well, I hope they don't have to admit you. Please keep us updated and let us know if anything gets worse. And Amber says, LOL, Debbie. And Linda, smiley faces and prayers and hearts. Oh, my. Judy says, I like to squirt. Oh, no. I like squirt, but it has grapefruit in it. The drink squirt. Sorry. I almost misread that. That was dangerous. It was a slippery sentence you had there.
Spaghetti and bologna together, Soph?
Bolognese. And I believe that's what it is.
No, bolognese. I thought she said bologna, but she said bolognese. Bolognese is a sauce.
Yes. Amber says, Amanda, smiley faces and hearts. And Mabel says, Soph, you mix spaghetti with bolognese? This is not acceptable.
Mabel's Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, you think you're a smart ass in Italy. You go to Little Italy for a pizza, you're in for a good time. Fab Daddy says the only way I do grapefruit is by soda. I don't mind a ruby red squirt. I prefer to wait till after that time of the month, but, you know, you do you.
What?
A ruby red squirt
Uh-huh.
after.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Soph says bolognese is a sauce. I believe we've covered this ground. Aaron says, catch a rabbit like you catch a man with being soft and shaky in your tail.
Shaking your tail.
By being soft and shaking your tail. Got it. Yes, that works. Imagine that. Debbie says, Judy and Fab be squirting. Can I get a towel? Somebody's on my level tonight.
No, she's not the only one.
Oh, good.
Oh, you said... I thought you said baloney. Sorry.
Does it have a first name, Soph? Is it OSCAR?
Yep.
See what I did there? Took it all the way back. Oh, yeah, that's a segue. That's how you do it. That's why I make the big bucks. Judy says, I love squirt, Fab. Amber says, no lie. My imagination, we'd all be living our best lives. Smiley, hearts and frogs and unicorns. It's the first time I've seen a frog. That may be the first frog we've had in chat. Ever.
No.
I don't believe I've seen a frog before.
Yeah, I've put a frog in there a couple times.
Aaron says, squirt is great. Well, if you do it right. That's what I hear.
LOL, Debbie.
Fab Daddy says, it's been a chill day for me. Practiced guitar, did laundry, took a nap. Oh, a nap would be good. Had a potato and an egg, both fried for dinner. Nice. I've done that. Judy says, squirt is awesome. Aaron says, the disco. Soph says, the disco is tomorrow. It's on tomorrow. Aaron, I can't wait to celebrate my boyfriend's birthday at the disco.
LOL, Debbie.
Mabel says, you hush. No, 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 no. April says, hi, Fab Daddy. Fab Daddy says hi. Mark Purdon is here. Hello, Mark. Mark says, I play guitar at the soup kitchen today for the street people and the homeless. I do this every Wednesday. That's fantastic, Mark. I hope they enjoy it. What do you play? I mean, what kind of music? I play a little myself. And Victor says, I'm just agreeing. Right? That's the best way to be. Agreeable.
Your squirt and my squirt are two different things. LOL. Welcome back, Mark. Hi.
And Judy says, hey, Mark. And Mabel says, bad, bad, bad. With smiley faces. Oh, yeah. That's how I get down. Aaron says, is he too, Soph? And Soph says, yep, I can't wait for Michael Jackson. See? Same thing. I'll ask you again. A detail. What's on your dresser? Something like that. How many windows are in your room? What's the square root of 2? What is a hypotenuse? Linda says, hi, Mark, welcome. And Debbie says, oh, my goodness. Now Vic be squirting. I'm going to need an umbrella now. And Aaron says, Damon Darling Love, she was in one talking, and I happening to be watching and was like, I know her. Okay. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what that means.
I don't either.
Damon Darling Love, she was in one talking, and I happening to be watching and was like, I know her.
I don't know. He's got love down there corrected, but then he got a couple down. He says, "Did this stupid phone?" So I don't know if it didn't type what he wanted it to type.
I'm thinking that's what it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard those words strung in the sentence that way. So.
But LOL, Debbie. And then it's got live.
Live. How do you tell? You guess, because it's the same word. Victor says, "Oh yeah, I do, Debbie. Oh yeah,
And there's some umbrellas for Debbie.
Debbie." Aaron says, "This stupid phone." And April says, "I know him, Damon Cool. He's a cool guy. Helps everyone." Now I'm really lost because first it was a girl, now it's a guy. Who are we talking about?
It's Damon.
Victor says, "I have been assaulted." Yeah. Here we go. Soph says, "I'm doing volunteer work at the girls' school, and it's really well. Going really well. We do paper shredding. We do bins. I love doing that and putting the paper in the photocopier, and that is really good, too. Okay, it's settled. She's special. A special AI. And my boyfriend will be turning 31. Excellent. Aaron says, "Leo is sick." And your chat's about to jump.
917.
Leo is sick and has buried his head on me all day. He's normally so bad, but today he's sitting quietly. Then he must really feel bad. Poor puppy. Amber says, "I'm brand new here, and I know that about the AI person."
Aw, hugs, Leo. Tell your daddy to keep the tequila put away.
That got some Pepto-Bismol.
Give him some Gatorade.
Actually, might not be a bad idea. Is his nose dry? Feel his nose.
This temperature change, all dogs get sick just like we do.
Aaron says, "What year was your boyfriend born, Soph?" Patty says, "No grapefruit. Lowers your BP. Oh, it lowers it. I thought it raised it."
No, it lowers it.
Aaron says, "Facts. And don't tell Soph about the grapefruit." Amber says, "LOLOLOLO. Y'all, smiley, smiley, smiley. Y'all are going to make it cry."
Make me cry.
I don't think she notices. My boyfriend was born in 1995. Nice. That was 31 years ago? Jesus. I believe that. Lady B's here. She says, "Hey, Jake, Pepto-Bismol for your hand. I love you all. Getting a new hot water put in. Mine went out after 19 years. Sweet dreams, everyone." A new hot water heater. Nice. Good to see you, Lady B.
Hi, lady.
Aaron says, "What hospital?" For Linda? I don't know. Linda, what hospital are you in? And Amber says, "Lady B, hearts and smiley faces and prayers. Good evening." And Amy says, "Wow, 19 years without hot water." Right? Aaron says, 1195 until now is 30 years, not 31.
1995.
Yeah, 1995. I was going to say that's 1,031 years. Mabel says, Vic was born in 95 and he's 30. And Aaron says 1995. Got it. Soph says, because it's his birthday tomorrow, Aaron. Well, it's October, so he'd be turning 30. Amber says, hush, Aaron. I graduated high school in 95. I know, right? I was like, I remember 95 well. I was in trade school in 95. A Lady B says, typo, hot water heater. Good night, y'all. Love, hugs, and kisses. Lady B, good night, and good luck with your hot water heater. And what it is says grapefruit is good. Right on. I like grapefruit. I like the pink one. And I like to fill it with sugar and eat it up. And Amanda says, good night, lady. You say that.
Night, lady.
Amy says, I misread the comments. The water heater lasted 19 years. That's actually pretty good. Mine lasted almost 50. And then it started squirting out of all the ends. I had to go figure out how to fix it. And Vic says, yes. And I've had my birthday already. Still 30, Soph. But that's okay. We already knew your math programming is glitchy. Good gracious. Amber says, Amy, what? No hot water? Aaron says, he would be 29, turning 30. Right. He might have lied to you, though. I would check him on it. Judy says, hey, Lady B. Amber says, okay, Amy. And Amy says, Lady B's hot water heater. And what it is says, no, Jake. Everything tastes better with butter on it. That's what a lesbian professed. I don't really know what she meant by that, but yeah, butter does taste good. I'm just about everything. On just about everything. Right. I agree. I like butter too. But I don't think butter would taste good on a grapefruit. I think sugar is the key. And a little cinnamon, maybe. I don't know if that will work or not, actually. I've never tried it. Debbie says, channeling Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me in the name of love. Because their drummer only has one hand. Aaron says, Soph got that good. Right on. Amanda says, LOL, right, Debbie? Well, you say that.
LOL, right, Debbie?
I don't know why I keep reading your lines.
Because you're not thinking it's Wednesday.
I'm just not thinking.
On Wednesday, Friday, and Saturdays, we'll put a sticker on your computer that says Amanda on it. So you know I'm with you.
I just haven't had my nap yet, that's all.
Yeah.
Amy says, my son was born in 1994 and he's 31. Right on. Soph says, I just asked my boyfriend what year he was born in. I will let you guys know. All right. Aaron says, you said 95, Soph. So you didn't know, you were guessing? Big John says, traditional pasta sauce uses tomatoes, not meat in it. Right. And April says, lemon, haha, smiley faces. Amber says, smiley faces. Amy says, need to run an antivirus on chat, smiley face. Right? Get some of that Norton up in here.
Right.
Some McAfee. Some Node 32. And Soph says, I will let you know, Aaron. Good deal. April says, y'all are hilarious. Well, that's why we're here, honey. To be funny. It's the whole point. Amber says, what emoji is Jake's herpes? The smiley face with herpes.
It's in there. It's the next smiley face down.
I'll point it out next time we get to one. Amber says, oh my gosh, Linda. And Aaron says, Soph dating Tupac, but cheated on him with Michael Jackson. Is that what all the shooting was about? Oh, too soon? That would have been a Biggie joke. Amy says, frog. Frog. Amber says, Linda, smiley face with herpes. Prayers. Smiley face with herpes. Prayers. That's it. And Amanda says, Amber, bunch of smiley faces with herpes. And Amy says, squirt with sherbet is awesome.
A little creamy.
A little creamy.
Hey,
Cold and creamy.
warm and creamy.
Amber says, Aaron, smiley faces, ambitious of a rider. Flow rider? Ambitious of a rider. You guys are hitting me with some stuff I ain't never heard before.
A rider is like a ride or die.
I know what a rider is. Ambitious of a rider. Like a ride or die. And Soph says, sorry, he was born in 1994, Aaron. Survey says, ding. Mark Perdern says, I play Christmas music, all different kinds. Christian music, all different kinds. Cool. And you play guitar, right. That's awesome, Mark. I'd love to hear you play. Aaron says, I see Soph. Bring him to the show. And Soph says, Mark, I love Christian music. And Big John says, we don't have squirts in Britain. That's a shame. You see, you got to...
Bottled or two-legged? I mean, bottled.
You got to tilt the fingers upward. That's the trick.
Follow the curve.
And then bam, 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 bam.
Stop it, Jake.
And Soph says, I will. Amber says, I can't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't? Smiley faces. Aaron says, tomorrow bring him Soph. And Soph says, but he works on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Isn't that something? Well, we're here 5 nights a week, so.
Bring him Saturday.
Yep. Or Friday. Or Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, or Friday. And Soph says, me and my boyfriend are going on a date tomorrow for his birthday. Right on. That'd be the perfect time to drop by and say hello. Amber says, anyone else know this song? Don't think I do. Judy says, song, Amber? Maybe she thinks we can hear what she's listening to. Or maybe that what she said earlier was a line from the song. I think that's probably it. Yeah. I can't deny I'm a straight rider. You don't? Smiley faces. That's probably a line to a song. Amber says, yes, Judy. Gangster rap, late 90s.
So I guess it is. I don't know any 90s, late 90s rap.
Aaron says, sorry, my phone AI corrects and it sounds stupid. I know that. I've heard this before. Where have I heard this before? I'm trying to say I was live with April, and Diamond is this guy that makes the Got a Dollar videos. Okay. I happened to go in a live and April was there. Got it. Understood. That makes much more sense. I was like, what in the hell are we talking about? I didn't know, but now I know, and knowing is half the battle. Vic says, the plot thickens. Vic, the game is afoot. Amber says, I'm a huge, or was a huge, Tupac fan, LOLOL. My children are mixed. Rock on. So they kind of like Tupac and kind of don't. Aaron says, Gatorade kills dogs. What? I didn't know that.
I've never heard it either.
All Gatorade is electrolytes. I'll look into it, though. I don't want to give you bad advice. Amber says, no worries. I know Kenny Chesney and the Man in Black as well.
No, it don't, Aaron.
And Judy says, never listen to that, Amber. Amber says, I can speak in fluent song lyrics, as can I. Aaron says, Soph, tomorrow your boyfriend is off, he told me. What was your boyfriend's name again? Aaron says, it has dye in it that makes them throw up, Amanda. Okay, I did not know that. Amber says, Judy, I suggest you don't. Yet I still know and can sing lots of it. Lots. These days, my music taste is everything. Cool. Yeah, I like a little bit of everything myself. And Soph says, yep, on Friday, he doesn't work on Friday. That is a redundancy. That happens more than once. It's a glitch. You should have your programmer check that out and make sure that you're not repeating yourself in your own sentences because it makes you sound like an AI that really doesn't grasp English that well. Mabel says she doesn't notice. We have directly called Soph AI many times. We have not spoken behind her back. We have said it clearly and direct. So why does she not defend herself? Probably because of the tone of voice. It doesn't sound like we're accosting or accusing, so she doesn't notice a change in the rhythm. That would be my guess. Linda says, Lee Valley Hospital. Well, if you get admitted, please let us know, and we will do something. Call your room or something. We'll figure out something. And Judy says, I never liked rap, Amber. I liked rap when it first came out, back in the Run DMC days and the DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince and Humpty and all of those guys. I liked it back then. But when NWO came out, or NWA rather, they changed it and it became this hardcore, hateful thing, and I don't care for that.
I've saved many a dog's lives from parvo with Gatorade.
Amber says, LOL. Linda, yes, smiley faces and hearts. Cool smiley faces and hearts.
Parvo.
Fab Daddy says 2 and 5, everybody. Be kind, stay hydrated. Off to game. PUBG Mobile. Or PUBG Mobile. Nice. 2 and 5, Fab Daddy.
Night, Fab.
What is PUBG Mobile? PUBG Mobile. And Soph says, yes, I like to be called Soph because my real name is Sophie. We figured. But I like to be called Soph for short. Nice. That's how abbreviations work, yes. My name is Jake. I like to be called Jake. My real name is Jake, but I like Jake for short. And I spell it backwards just to be contrary. Amber says, if the old school song, Linda, Harper Valley HS. No, Harper Valley PTA.
His real name is Daddy.
Daddy. Bang, 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 bang. Aaron says, while a few sips likely won't kill them, large amounts of regular consumption can cause issues like vomiting, diarrhea, and long-term health problems. Amber says, happy dance for the AI. Smiley faces and dances. Good grief. Good grief. Patty. Peppermint Patty. Aaron says, I had a dog have a seizure from it, so I use Pedialyte now. Also good. Victor says, I think you have to be a little more clear, Mabel. Smiley, 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 smiley. Right. A little on the nose.
I've never heard of that and never had a vet tell me anything about it.
Well, things happen.
Yeah. I mean, his dog could have just had a reaction to it, but I've saved quite a few puppies from parvo.
Soph, are you AI? Says Mabel. And Soph says, what is an AI? Artificial intelligence. And Amanda says,
She's definitely special.
Aaron says 2025, and she don't know what AI is. Amber says, Amanda touched by something other than grace. Just saying, AI. What it is says, pour your sugar on my grapefruit in the name of love. Right on. You probably should have that looked at, though. They're not supposed to be that big. Aaron says, who programmed her, Timu? No, it's Grok. Vic says, damn, I wish y'all could have seen the way Mabel's head slowly tilted and she blank stared and blinked as she read that. 𝕂𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝. Yes.
LOL, Aaron. Walmart.
Like Tucker Carlson with a really complicated question. Yes. Amber says, hey, I enjoy shopping on Temu. Don't blame them. I like Temu too, except they annoy the shit out of me.
You keep forgetting to ask me to turn them off.
I mean, like 20 times a day. You got a special order. Hey, we're going to send you $14. Hey, you got stuff in your cart. Hey, don't forget about Temu. Hey, leave me alone. Start calling it Soph.
Damn it, man.
I'm going to call it for short. It's actually Temu, but I'm going to call it Soph for short. Aaron says, one of you break it, I fix stores. One of you break, I fix stores. Mabel says, shaking my head. I cannot believe this. What it is says 𝕂𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝, smiley, smiley. Linda says, Aaron, I asked a guy that tried to message me if he was a bot or an AI, and he said he doesn't understand, so I blocked him. Right? Aaron says, except they just left it broke. Right? And what it is says, the old stink eye. Are you giving me the stink eye, boy? Judy says, LOL, Linda, any news? Yeah, have you heard anything yet? It's down to 209 over 100. That's ridiculous.
That's a lot better than what it was, I bet.
That's ridiculous. You're like, that's not good. I certainly hope they can get that under control. Aaron says, LOL, AI MJ running up to 2-pack. Making it. I'm making it. Smiley face.
Tupac.
I see it now. AI MJ running up on Tupac. I'm making it. I see what you're saying. Fighting. Got it. Yeah, like a image fighting. Amber says, Linda, smiley face of prayers. Smiley face with herpes and prayers. Amanda.
Better, Linda.
What it is says, Laredo potato. What is an Laredo potato? Do you get that in Laredo? Do you buy it from Beto? Remember that guy, Beto O'Rourke? The guy that was trying to be governor of Texas to ride a skateboard. Sorry, my chat jumped.
9:39.
9:39. Amber says, Aaron, just smiley, smiley. Judy says, oh, wow, Linda, that's awful. And Linda says, it's coming down, Judy. I hope so. It's just terrifying. Amber says, I'm still only a green name now. Yeah, but you got a J tag.
Push up, then bam, bam, bam. You need to stop, Jake. LOL.
You know how it is. Amber says, my birthday is 08/30/77. Is everyone sharing? Well, now that you said so, I am going to write it down. That's August 8th.
August 30th, 77.
August 30th. Amber Grounds. Got it. I try to get everybody. And Judy says, better coming down than going up, Linda. But that's what they say about food. Maybe it's the same way with blood pressure. And Debbie says, that's what pebbles say, Amanda. Push, bam, bam.
LOL, Debbie.
Bam, 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 bam. I always identified with that cartoon as a kid, too. Amber says, that's not herpes. It's a care emoji. It looks like herpes. I call it like I see it. It looks like a smiley face with herpes. The other one looks like a smiley face with breasts.
Keep going. Keep going.
Judy says, you're right, Amber. I wonder why you're green. Well, because she's green. Do you have an iPhone by chance? I think all members are green.
All members are green if they're not
if they don't have a wrench,
yes.
Right? And we have a set number of mods. But you're a member now, so you're green. You're right, Amber. I wonder why you're green. Because she's a member now.
She's
See
a
that
member.
J tag?
She's a member and not a mod.
Right.
If she was a mod too, she would be blue.
And there'd be a wrench beside her name.
Yes.
Aaron says, and the salt. And the salt. And Soph says, oh, God, Linda, that's not good at all. Dun, dun, dun. Amber says, herpes, smiley faces. Not one of those smiley faces have herpes. It's a couple look like they should. The guy with the glasses. I'm looking at you. And Soph says, that's good that you're in the hospital, Linda, so the doctors can help you with that. Absolutely.
LOL. Nope, Amber. He has his own names for some of them. Here are two of them.
Yes. Smiley face with herpes and a smiley face with breastises.
Yep. Breasticles.
Breasticles. Because they could go either way. I mean, it might identify as a dude. I don't know.
And there was a couple other ones that I couldn't remember what they were.
I can't either, but if they come up, I'll say it. Amber says, probably because I smoke too much green, LOLOLO. Heart and heart. Laughing out, laughing out, laughing out. Loud. And Judy says, laughing out loud, Amber. And Amber says, if a date is his gift, yeah. Are you going to third base? Just asking. Aaron says, what's parvo? Maybe Leo has that. He doesn't. You only get that as a puppy. And it's I I don't know what it is exactly.
It's a virus. It's a deadly virus.
It's either a virus or a parasite. But anyway, they get real sweaty looking. It'd be just wet from head to toe and cold, and they die.
Well,
like within days.
It eats up their stomach, their lining of their stomach, and it causes them to bleed internally and die a very slow death. So you've got to keep a parvo puppy pumped full of electrolytes, Gatorade, Pedialyte, anything like that, and Pepto-Bismol.
Right. Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol keeps their stomach coated.
See, I told you.
I know. It's funny it come up with a Pepto-Bismol and this thing that you've been stuck on today.
I'm clairvoyant.
But the Pepto-Bismol will coat their stomach, and the electrolytes will keep their body with the vitamins and nutrients and keep them from getting dehydrated while they go through the 3 or 4 days of vomiting and diarrhea and the whole 9 yards.
Water my ass, get that dog some Pepto-Bismol. And out of nowhere, Soph says, because, that usually comes after a question. Because, why? Because Soph means wisdom in French. The French are wrong.
It's a deadly virus to Aaron puppy. To Aaron puppies. To puppies, Aaron.
And Debbie says, I like to be called Her Royal Highness. I bet you do. Aaron says, he does move, so I will take him in. He still eats and drinks. Oh, yeah, he's probably just got a cold. He doesn't move. How old is Leo, by the way? It might be that time. I don't know.
No, he's not that old. I think he's probably 4.
Judy says, hey, Your Royal Highness. You are a royal...
And it's parvo, Aaron.
Parvo, yeah. Like I said, I don't know if it's a virus or a parasite, but it kills every dog. Every dog I've ever had that got parvo, and it's because a dog was in that area that had parvo, and it stays on the ground, so you can't get rid of it. So if you've been exposed to parvo, you don't want to have more puppies in that area, or they'll have parvo.
Yeah. The parvo will last in a yard or in an area for about a year unless it's bleached really good.
Yeah. Debbie says, hey, Judy. And Amanda says, if he's eating and drinking, then he will probably be okay. You say that.
If he's eating and drinking, he'll probably be okay.
Aaron says, parvo, got it. Amy says, I snagged a piece of pizza. Hey, 3-second rule, right? Aaron says he did that and goes back under me and won't move. He probably just feels bad, yeah. Sounds like it.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
Amber says, thank goodness that was clarified. It's the hospital location. Hearts and prayers. Debbie says, Amanda, does this mean we all should call Jake Daddy now from now on? I mean, I only answer to that name to one chick, but, you know, you can call me that. But, you know. Patty says, I ate my grapefruit, guys. It was so sweet. Nice.
He's probably just having a bad day. We all do. Dogs are no different. Talking about Leo.
Mm-hmm. Timu.
Remind me to turn it off tonight, and I'll turn it off. I keep forgetting, and you don't remind me.
My brain barely works. Aaron says, grapefruit, yep. Amber says, one slice of pizza? Just one. Yuck, not yup. Aaron says, grapefruit, yuck. Pour some sugar on it. Yeah, fire it up. Amber says, sorry, Amanda. Hearts. What are you sorry for?
9:52.
I got it. Amber says, my name is Amber Crystal. Amber Crystal Grounds. Are we making public service announcements? No. No, but I like your middle name. It's very shiny. Amanda.
Debbie, well, that's a special name. I call him Daddy.
Because he takes care of things.
And what are you sorry for, Amber?
Patty says, Linda, request a grapefruit from your cafeteria. Right on. Maybe you should eat a grapefruit. That might do it. Or might help anyway. And Debbie says, oh, I see, said the blind man to his deaf son, who couldn't hear him because he's deaf.
LOL, Debbie.
Amber says, usually saying what shouldn't be said, Amanda. It's a me thing. You can say anything you want to, Amber. This is a free speech environment. Very few things that get you in trouble around here, and you ain't doing any of them, so you're good. Amy says, my birthday is the same as Tupac. Really? Cool. And Judy says, LOL, Debbie. And Aaron says, Jake's new name is Daddy Mustachio. Right on. Daddy Mustachio. It's like a Mexican wrestler. I'm Daddy Mustachio.
Big Daddy Mustachio.
Big Daddy Mustachio. I like it. Amber says, cool smiley face and a tongue hanging out and a face. An O face. An O face, smiley face.
O face.
O face, smiley face.
O face.
Aaron says, Amy in a bandana and overalls and Tim boots would be epic. Timberland boots. Yeah. Amy says, it's not easy being green, Kermit the Frog.
I used to dress like that, Aaron. LOL.
So did I. It was called construction. I still dress that way, actually.
Back when it was cool to put the overalls on and let the one overall strap hang. I hooked just one of them and the flap hanging halfway down.
Mm-hmm. Aaron says, that's dope. Amy says, I'm working football overtime Saturday morning, 7 a.m. I work Friday until 11 and get home around 11:30. I'm going to be tired. I bet you are. You're starting to be pulling hours like me now. Round the clock. Never mind the mule. Just load the wagon. Make that money. In my case, owe that money, but still. Amber says, Amy, hearts. And Amy says, if Leo had parvo, he'd have extreme diarrhea and be a lot younger. John says, parvo, they lose their hair. I haven't had that experience. They just get sweaty and die. Real sweaty, like from head to toe sweaty, like you dipped them in water.
Yeah, parvo don't last long enough for them to lose their hair within 72 hours. If you don't catch parvo in the first 12 to 24 hours, they're usually gone.
Yeah. Every dog I've ever had that had it, by the time I saw it, they were dead. There was nothing I could do. And that's mange you're thinking about. Sorry.
Yeah, that's mange.
I saw that while I was saying it.
Yeah. Oh, no, Nugget. That's mange.
Aaron says, nope, I don't have that yet. He's just hot to the touch. It sounds like he just doesn't feel good.
Sounded to me like he's got a cold.
Just like with people, a little cold makes you feel terrible. When you get real sick, you just feel bad, but you manage. But when you feel just a little bad, you just barely got a cold, you feel like you're dead. Or at least I do, anyway. When I'm real sick, I work hard and stay quiet and just work. It's like a defense mechanism or something. Like I'm not going to die yet. So I get busy when I get real sick. But if I just have a little cold or a little sniffles or something or a little fever, it's like I'm in the morgue. It's miserable. Amy says they have a parvo vaccine now. It's part of the regular shot protocol now. It was when I took Chewy as a puppy. I did not know that. I've always given my dogs a 7-in-1 that you can get anywhere. They used to sell it at Walmart. I don't know if they still do or not.
No, you get it at a feed store now.
But I don't think it had a parvo thing in it. It may. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, they do.
Big John says, that's right, Amanda. I might be AI.
LOL, Nugget.
Amber says, a bunch of smiley faces with herpes. And Aaron says, Leo is only one. Okay, well, it ain't that time then. He just don't feel good. Amy says they can lose their hair with parvo too from the stress on a dog's body. It's a typical symptom. I've never seen it, but I don't doubt it. I don't know. Amber says, smiley, smiley, smiley. And Soph says, I just had hash browns for lunch today. That was delicious. Awesome. Hash browns are cool. Were they smothered, covered, and chunked? That's a American thing, but they might do that in Australia. I don't know. Cheese, ham, onions. Debbie says, a royal what? What did that mean, Daddy Mustachio? A royal pain in the ass. No, I'm just kidding. You know I love you. Judy says, he's just a puppy, Aaron. Right. Amber says, I have a phone. No, I was sometimes in like texting. If you have an iPhone, the emoji will be different, or the name will be different than an Android. So when you first started asking about the green, before I realized that all the members are green, I thought it might have been because you had an iPhone, but that's not it. Aaron says, yup, just a big puppy. Amy says, they left it on the table for anyone who wanted a piece. Right on. I'd have got 2 pieces myself. The pizza, right. We got it. Amanda says, he's past the parvo age, right? Everyone I've ever had that had parvo, and I'm not the expert, by the way. I don't know much about it. But they've all been puppies, like just born, and they get parvo. I've never had one that was of age, anything past a couple of months that didn't have it, or that got it. I don't know if adult dogs can get parvo. They might can, I don't know. But I know that puppies get it real bad if you're in an area that has parvo. Amy says dogs are puppies until around 18 months. Right on. Well, they do age faster than people do, that's for sure. Amber says, I thought that purple stuff is what you put on animal skins for mange and such. Probably. I don't know what purple stuff is. I put motor oil on mine if they have the mange. Burnt motor oil, thank you. And that works better than anything else. Burnt motor oil. Just drain it out of your car and pour it on their body and soak it in. Let it sit there for a while and then wash it off. Amy says, true, Amanda. He probably ate something that didn't agree with him. He eats everything. Right on. Aaron says, what's 18 months in normal time?
A year and 6 months.
Well, no, a dog years is 7 years to a year.
Yeah, well, 7 years to a year. In dog years, it would be 7 years and some months. But in people time, it's a year and 6 months.
Right. He's asking, what is it in normal times? A year and 6 months. Oh, what is 18 years old? Oh, no, 18 months in normal time. Yeah, a year and 6 months. I read that forwards and thought about it backwards. If that makes any sense. And Amanda says,
I don't know where I'm at. My chat just jumped.
10:02.
year, 7 years and some months in dog years.
Aaron says, every time Jake reads to me, his phone goes off. It's freaky. Not every time. Not that time. Amber says, oh, they can't eat the purple stuff. It's a skin treatment. Ah, got it. Amy says, I used to use coal tar soap on my dog's remains. Yep, that would work. Coal is motor oil. It's just older. I know. People want to argue with me about that, but it's true. And I tell them, I say, where do you get natural gas? And they'll say, above coal mines. Right, because it's a byproduct of coal. And where do you get coal? Above oil seams. Right, because it's a byproduct of oil. Does that work? It's the same thing. Touch it, feel it, taste it. It's cold. Science will tell you, no. Oil is dinosaurs and foliage from millions of years ago and pressurized. No. The earth makes oil. It's what it does. If you drain a hole dry of oil, in 100 years, it'll be full again. Aaron says, so 1 year and 6 months. Sounds about right. Amy says, depends on the size of the dog, 3 to 7 years, depending on the breed, Aaron.
Yes, Aaron.
Aaron says, I think he's growing or teething, and he's been chewing on me. If he's chewing on everything, you're probably right. They do go through a chewing phase because they have the canines coming in, and they lose those little sharp teeth, and then they get the big ones.
And if he's chewing on things, as long as he's still eating and drinking, it means he don't have a blockage. So that's a good sign. He's just probably change of weather and don't feel good. Probably got a cold.
Big John says, don't laugh. My middle name is Rufus. My mom must have been on LSD. I had a rat named Rufus once. He was a stage buddy. I'd put him somewhere on the stage every night in a different spot so people could find him. He wore a necktie. It's quite interesting. I still have Rufus. He's somewhere around here. Unless I got rid of him. I can't remember. Aaron says, LOL, I wore mine backwards like crisscross. Crisscross. Backwards pants.
LOL, Aaron. Crisscross will make you jump.
Jake Johnson make you jump. You down with JJB? Yeah, you know me. Too legit to quit. Aaron says, I peed myself in an alley and told my brother not to say nothing. It was stupid. That was random.
Overalls on backwards.
Oh. Yep, there's no zipper back there. They're designed this way for a reason. There's a flap and everything. Debbie says, Aaron, backwards? Didn't that make peeing difficult? Amy says, I had a pup die of parvo, and we buried him in the yard. Got Diego, huge deer hound, American Shepherd mix, the brother, the next spring, and Diego comes up to the door, and he has his brother's skull. Oh, no. Dug him up. Did he get parvo? Aaron says, yes, good thing it was not poop. Right. Well, you could have got to that easy because there was a flap back there. A zipper. Aaron says, Tractor Supply sales, the whole busters. Tractor Supply sales, the whole busters. And Debbie says, LOL, Aaron, I might have paid to see that. Debbie's a little freak. Amber says, it's 7:11 p.m. here. It's 10:17 p.m. here. Amy says, he dug his brother up and made it a chew toy. Same dog that brought home a deer hindquarters after the neighbor went hunting. Right on. Debbie says, a royal PETA pain in the ass. I can see that. You know I love you. Amber says, Debbie, smiley, smiley. Hold on, my chat jumped. I got it. And Judy says, 9/11 here. Aaron says, which part? Backwards clothes or me peeing myself? The you peeing yourself. You talking about being random? I didn't make the connection at first. And Soph says, it's 1:11 p.m. here in Australia. Nice. Amber says, Aaron, neither. Smiley, smiley.
I had a dog named PETA, LOL.
Sorry, I had that Oscar in my head. Debbie says, Aaron, you peeing yourself, trying to get the overalls off. That had to be funny. And Aaron says, oh, dang, Soph is 1,000. Soph 1,000 is back. Sorry. And Soph says, I've been in Australia for 23 years. How old are you, Soph? Aaron says, LOL, Debbie, I was hopping up and down, running. Sounds funny. Aaron says, reads Timu at phone going off. Yeah, that was a while ago. It's been quiet here for a little while. Maybe it'll stop beeping. I normally turn it off, but I forgot. Aaron says, so all your life, Soph? Yes, all your life. I might as well say, I'm from Australia. Or I've lived in Australia all my life. 23 years implies that there were years that you weren't in Australia. And I'm guessing 23 is about the number of years you have. And if that's the case, you've been there all your life. Amy says, I remember that rat. You had it on mic in older episodes. There you go. I couldn't remember if I'd used it on the show or not. Rufus the rat. It's a good old rat. Aaron says, Jake knowing rap is crazy. I love it. I know a few things. Old things. I don't know anything new. I once learned, I've learned some Kid Rock stuff, and I've learned some Eminem. But other than that, that's about as far as I go into it. Some of it was good. Some of it is not good for what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure people love it. It just doesn't work for what I do. And I'm like a cross between a rock band and a party band. We do a little bit of everything. And for the most part, we just play whatever's good. You know, it don't have to be any particular genre. If it's good, that's what I'm after. And a lot of that is like 80s and 90s hip hop and R&B and rap and that sort of thing. Go back and do some doo-wop stuff, do some Elvis, do some Leonard Skinner, George Jones, the whole gambit. I do it all. So Fallon says, your chat's going to jump. And I don't know where I was at. Oh, I got it. Soph says, how are you, Aaron? Are you doing okay? Aaron says, Soph, I got attacked by a werewolf and Deadpool in my backyard in space next to 3 face huggers. That sounds exciting. Amber says, no, and rap. Why, Aaron? For a while, it was talent. Auto-tune took a lot away from music, in my opinion. A rap took the hardest hit. It's a lyrical skill, not beat, my opinion. I agree with that. There's a couple of guys that made use of auto-tune, T-Pain and so forth. But for the most part, I think it's a detriment to music. I think you should be able to sing. Soph says, oh God, Aaron. Debbie says, I'm a freak. Takes one to know one. You damn right. Can anybody drop a 808 beat? Yes. There you go. 808, baby. I bet you didn't think I knew what that was. Amber says, Debbie, smiley, smiley. And Aaron says, yeah, now it's crap. I don't like none of it. Half of it is AI now, Amber. Probably, yeah. AI and all like little snippets of other music. What do they call that? There's a word for that. I can't remember what it's called. Remixed kind of stuff. Sampling. It's all samples. Amanda says.
LOL, Aaron.
So says, I am 23 years old. I was born May 15th. I got you down. May 15th. 1995?
No. She's like 2000 something.
Where did Vic and Mabel go?
They went to bed.
Did they?
I think so.
I didn't see him say bye.
Yeah, Mabel did.
Well, I apologize for missing it. I guess my chat jumped.
No, your chat didn't dump. You said it.
I did.
Yeah.
I haven't had my nap today.
Clearly. Get you some Pepto-Bismol.
I need some Pepto-Bismol.
I can't believe you said that to me today.
Soph says, yeah, I've been in Australia all my life. Yeah, see, that sounds like a sentence that a person would say. Amy says, I just told my manager, FAFO. I'm sign language.
In sign language. LOL, Amy.
Like that? And Judy says, wow, Amy. And Amber says, but seriously, if it's music, I'll give any of it at least 5 minutes. My problem is I've been doing that for many, many, many years, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like, nope, that just ain't me. And she's like, you ain't even give it a chance. I know what it is. It's garbage. Aaron says, YouTube and phone and Rainbow Bright took it over, Amber. Rap. Rainbow Bright? That's a callback. Amy says, I posted the video of FAFO on my page. I'll check that out when I get done. Aaron says, Soph, I've been in space all my life. Yeah, he's calling us from Mars right now. And Soph says, I've been learning sign language too because one of my school friends was deaf, so I had to sign to him. His name was... What did I just say? Amanda says, I posted pictures of the orange cat today, Tangelo.
Yeah, I posted pictures of the orange cat today that we were talking about, Amy and Aaron. That's Tangelo.
You say that.
I did. Thanks, I'm still here.
I know, I'm just on autopilot.
Well, autopilot on through.
Amber says, if it don't catch me within 5 minutes, I'll pass on it. I'm just a music lady, though. I like music, too. I'm just tired of it. When you're a musician, the last thing you want to do is listen to music. I create music for a living, or did. I've been doing it for many years. And I'm tired of listening to it. It used to do things to me. Now, occasionally it does things to me, but for the most part, I'd just rather not hear it. Judy says, your cat's pretty, Amanda. It's a wild cat. Go ahead.
Yep. Thank you, Judy. That's one of our wild ones.
And that one looks wild to me, like, wild. He's got a look in his eye, like, don't mess with me, buddy.
He is cool.
I haven't eaten in 31 days, and I just saw my mother sleeping with my brother. Don't mess with me. And Soph says, wow, Aaron, that's amazing. Aaron says, thanks, Judy. No, you say that.
Thanks, Judy. That's one of our wild ones. I already said that.
Aaron says, that Thunder Ray Cliff the Third is the cat's name.
That's Thunder Ray. Cliff the Third.
Got it. I like Cliff the Third. Big John says, good night, everybody. Much love. I'm going to smash a pumpkin. Shamey. What you ought to do is put your hand on it backwards. Make you feel like you're with a stranger. What, are we talking about the same thing? What are we talking about?
I showed you his pumpkin video.
Ooh, oh. Aaron says, Soph, have you ever lived in space? Amanda.
Night Nugget.
That's right. Good night, Nugget. I love you, brother. Thank you for being here. Smash that pumpkin hard. Just wipe up the seed.
Twice.
Soph says, no, Aaron, I would love to go to space one time and see all the planets on Earth. That's horrible. Why would you even suggest such a thing? If all the planets were on Earth, it would kill everyone. On Earth, it would be the apocalypse. You mean all the planets from Earth? That would be acceptable. Katy Perry did it. I don't know why you can't. She's an astronaut now. Amber says, good night, Nugget. Smiley face with herpes and prayers. Rest well. Amy says, have you seen the puppy? Judy, she's adorable. Oh, Tribble? She's a little rat.
She's a pain in the butt. Brat. Spoiled rotten.
She's a bug-eyed rat dog.
Terror, little firecracker.
She's my doggy.
Crackhead.
Judy says, night, Nugget. Amy says, I read that one. Soph says, 2002. That's the year I was born in.
Yeah, I was going to say, she was born after 2000.
And Judy says, nope, never saw the puppy, Amy. I'm sure there's pictures of it on the Facebook page. That's Untethered Live Chilling if you want to go check that out.
I think Judy's on the page. I don't know if there's pictures of her on the Facebook page or not. There might be, but if not, I'll put a video or something of her up tonight.
She's a bug-eyed rat dog. Aaron says, Soph, I live on Mars.
This is great. Are you ready?
He lives in a bungalow. Yes.
Just keep going, because here it goes.
Amber says, Aaron, smiley, smiley. And Amber says, bugging. Bugging? Bugging? Like, bugging? And Soph says, oh, wow. How long have you been living in space for, Aaron? Aaron says, lots of candy bars on Mars.
And I'll post a video of Trouble after this.
Right. Hang on, my chat jumped. Got it. Don't got it. Where is it?
10:25.
Ah, here we go. How long have you been living in space for, Aaron? Lots of candy bars on Mars, says Aaron. Amber says, I'm dead. Smiley, smiley, smiley. The effing AI just said Aaron. And Soph says, oh my God, Aaron, I'm so happy for you, Aaron. Aaron says, 2 years. It's my girlfriend's birthday at the space station.
I'm dead, rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off.
Amber says, I can't breathe.
Right?
Smiley, smiley. Amy says, no, Jake, the ASL is different than flipping the bird. Oh, you meant actual sign language. Gotcha. So you said, Amy says, Uranus Fudge Factory. Get all the fudge you need on Uranus. Baby, have you seen her? Baby, have you seen her? Uranus.
That was Milli Vanilli, wasn't it?
I think so. Milli Vanilli. Jesus Christ. Aaron says, ladies and gentlemen, you have your answer. I've had enough. Amber says, smiley, smiley, smiley.
You forgot one. Ladies and gentlemen, AI, you have your answer. I've had enough.
Oh, I guess I did. I didn't see it.
No. Aaron, he didn't put that. I added that.
Okay. And Soph says, wow, this is exciting, Aaron. And Debbie says, Amy, the best fudge is found in Uranus. And they pack it in there, too. Aaron says, takes a bow, Soph is AI. Amy says, ha ha ha, I see that. Amber says, Debbie, smiley, smiley. And Soph says, have you ever been to all the planets, Aaron? I wish I could do the phone voice. Have you ever been to all the planets, Aaron? Aaron says, yep, every one of them, even Uranus, twice. Nice. Amber says, I knew you knew what 808 was, Jake. You're blessed with a talent of voice. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's actually a electronic beat machine. 808 is a drum kit. It's the standard drum kit sound. Like a Tama. 2 toms and a floor tom, kick, snare, hi-hat, 2 cymbals, ride. 808. Nice. And Linda says, it's coming down nice now. 195 to 97, 177 to 87. That's great. That's much, much, much better. You had me worried there for a minute. We're praying for you, Linda. God bless you, sweetie. Debbie says, Aaron, did you have all you can eat buffet at Uranus?
In Uranus.
In Uranus? Watch out for those sandworms on Venus, Aaron. I saw a movie about it once. Says Amy. Amber says, Aaron, I'm about to hit you with my flip-flop.
Ew, Aaron, Uranus twice. Clean that up, man.
Aaron says 808 to Heartbreak by Jake. Amanda says, no, you read that one.
Yeah.
Soph says, yeah, planets from Earth. From Earth. Yes. Not on Earth. That would be calamity. That would be catastrophic. That would be cataclysmic. That would be a cacophony of holy shit. Judy says, thank God, Linda.
Awesome, Linda.
And Soph says, there's a song about Venus. There once was a girl from Venus who met a man with a penis. Sorry. Aaron says, cleans my fake space movie camera. Got to make sure it works in space. That's the Hasselblad D12.
Especially when it's been in Uranus twice.
Right. There we go. Amber says, shaking my head, craziness. And Aaron says, Soph, ever heard the song about your anus? Soph says, no, Aaron. Aaron says, fart, it sounds like that.
Sounds
a lot like
that.
Smiley face. I don't think girls fart.
We toot.
I think they patootie. Patootie. Amanda.
Star farts. Aaron.
Star farts. Amy says, guy crawls out pod, sets up tripod, films Armstrong, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. They jump around a little, take off, leave the guy on the moon to film the takeoff.
Yep.
You got it. Yes, because they did not have motion control in 1969. I believe in 1969, Doug Drexler was just working on motion control for filming of Star Wars. And he hadn't perfected it at that time. So they certainly didn't take it to the moon. Aaron says, star farts and glimmer shots. Yeah. Amy says, LOL, Aaron. Rim shots. A good old rim shot.
Get you going, won't it?
Mm-hmm. Especially if you slip.
Mm.
Amber says, smiley, smiley, smiley. And Aaron says, oh, dang. Amanda.
LOL, Amy.
Aaron says, above the rim. The taint is above the rim. It's a little thing that looks like a seam. And can you play it like a banjo? Amber says, when is the next podcast?
Friday night.
Friday night.
8:30.
Judy says, Friday, Amber. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every week. And Amber says, thank you, Judy. Aaron says, Tremors, the worm movie. No, the sandworms is in Beetlejuice. You're thinking about the underground worms, Tremors. I guess those are sandworms too, but not the same kind of sandworms that she was talking about. She's talking about the Beetlejuice sandworms, the ones on Venus.
Beetlejuice. 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 You didn't turn into Beetlejuice.
I'm fine. I feel good. I attended Juilliard. I've seen The Exorcist 176 times, and it keeps getting funnier and funnier every single time I see it. What do you think? You think we're qualified?
Just stop. Hurry up so you can go to bed.
Patty says, thank you, Miss Amanda and Jake, and all the gang. Ha!
Going crazy over there.
Amanda says,
You're welcome, Patty. Night, hun.
hey, I'm the ghost with the most, babe. Debbie says, careful around the boulders, Aaron. I hear they are tender. That's above the taint. You need an over-the-shoulder boulder holder turned inside out. Patty says, hang in there, Miss Linda. Absolutely. Aaron says, if I woke up and saw planets out the window, I would go instantly crazy. No, you would be torn apart by gravity and die quickly. I don't think you would see them. I think you would be dead before they got here. Because that's how gravity works. Amber says, hugs, y'all. And then my chat jumped. Hang on. The hell did it go?
10:38.
Got it. Hugs, y'all. Hearts, prayers, and smiley faces. I had a wonderful evening with y'all. Well, we had a wonderful evening with you, too. And I'm going to bed pretty soon. It's been fun, though. Judy says, bye, Amber. Amanda says.
Not Amber.
And Amber says, good night, Judy. See you Friday. And Amanda, smiley faces. Amy says, Dune or Beetlejuice? Right. Yeah, I guess there is a sandworm on Dune also. You're right about that. Beetlejuice is actually lampooning Dune with their sandworm. So it's basically the same kind of sandworm. Yep, you got it. But the Tremors is a one-off. They're underground and they are in the sand, but they're not known as sandworms. Probably a copyright thing. There's a name for them, but I can't remember what it is. But I want to say it starts with a T. And it might be they're called Tremors. I can't remember. I've seen that movie, but it's been years and years ago. Amber says, all of our cheer or dance routines were to the 808 beat. Got it. Aaron says, I needed this. I push myself every day, and this helps. I'm so glad to hear that, man. And you need to push yourself because that's what makes a man out of you. But you need a respite, too. You need to rest. You need to be among friends. You need to let the load down and just relax and enjoy yourself. Be a little crazy. It's good for you. This is good catharsis. Aaron says, I never seen Beetlejuice. Oh, you don't know what you're missing, buddy. You need to see that movie immediately. It's a great movie. Amber says, Aaron, stay blessed. See you Friday. Smiley face and hearts. Aaron says, I don't like
it. I don't know why.
I don't like it. I don't know why. You don't like Beetlejuice?
Oh, my God, Aaron. What?
Live a little, man. Get outside your comfort zone. See something you've never seen before. You got to be in a good mood, though. It's funny. It's supposed to be funny. Aaron says, you know how to find me, Amber. Amber says, no, I don't. I'm guessing Facebook, cell phone, UntetheredLive. Aaron says, I'm sorry, Amanda. I just never have. I don't think it's funny. Oogie. Debbie says, Aaron, try pulling yourself for a chance of peace.
For a change
of pace.
of pace.
Change of pace. Pulling yourself for a change of pace. I'm pretty sure he does that a lot.
You need to stop. You get to the bottom of the chat so you can go to bed. You are just too much tonight.
Amber says, here and now, you're blue.
Wow.
Well, that's
Aaron.
what happens when you pull it a lot.
When you don't pull it a lot. Wow, Aaron.
Aaron says, I've been blue like a Smurf. And your Facebook. And you're on my Facebook. Yeah, you can get him on your Facebook.
I like the original Beetlejuice.
Well, that's the one we're talking about.
I'm making sure that Aaron knows that the original one's funny.
Well, that's the only one. They just made a new sequel to it.
Yes.
But the original one's the only one. The sequel's stupid.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It's got the 2024 all over it.
But anyway.
Aaron says, what you mean, Debbie? I'm scrolling back up to see. Oh, pulling yourself for a change of pace. Painting. Amber says, Aaron, say hey over there is all I know to say. I stink at finding people and starting conversations. In other words, reach out to her and she'll reach back. And Debbie says, Aaron, you said you've been pushing yourself. So I suggested pulling yourself to change up a bit. See, I was right. Aaron says, I'll message you, Amber. And Amber says, yet rarely hush if comfortable around someone. Well, I don't ever want you to stop talking. I want you to talk more and let it out. Have a good time. Let your inner self out. Be yourself. You got nothing to prove here. We all love you. Aaron says, oh, nice, Debbie. I get it. And Aaron says, Amber, you got this. And I'll watch it. If you don't think it's funny, maybe you're not that kind of guy. Maybe you don't like that kind of comedy. I can't imagine a world where Airplane and Beetlejuice and, Naked Gun aren't hilarious movies, but maybe you're not into that. That's okay. Spaceballs. That's okay. To each his own. I don't like Tyler Perry, so there. I get it. Amy says the original Beetlejuice is better than the sequel. The sequel doesn't even count. They should have never made that movie. I haven't even seen it, and I know that. Aaron says, I think it's that actor, though. I don't like him. Really? I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
He was Batman. But I understand. Amber says, no, Beetlejuice for me. You don't like Beetlejuice either? Wow. Or you haven't seen it. Aaron says, yank, yank. Amy says, Amber, I still can't find you on Facebook. Check your blocked list. You might have accidentally got me. I checked. It's not on my end. And Amy says, Michael Keaton. That's him. I love Michael Keaton. I think he's a great actor, but, not everybody likes the same kind of actor.
Don't get it in your eye, Aaron.
Aaron says, I got to get back to the ground first. Right. Damn pogo stick.
LOL, yeah, it's kind of hard to watch movies in space.
It is. Amy says Monty Python. That's another good one that you probably wouldn't like. It's old school. That's old humor. But if you can get into it, it's very funny. I got Amanda to watch it the other night. She loved it. Aaron says, never watched it. But I liked him as Batman, Michael Keaton. It's weird. And Amanda says,
Nighters all. See you Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for a chill stream. Much love, y'all.
Debbie says, I liked Michael Keaton in Multiplicity. I like that movie, too. It was very good. And Mr. Mom, also a good movie. There's another one, too. What's the one where he was in an insane asylum and he took everybody out for like a day out on a station wagon? Was that Multiplicity? I don't think it was.
I think so.
It might have been. I might be getting, I don't know. He's in a few movies, though. I like him. But I understand if you don't. Amy says, bye, y'all. I'll be here if I'm not busy. I love you, Amy. Dream Team. Debbie says, where he kept duplicating himself. Yeah, I remember Multiplicity. That's a good movie. He plays like 20 different characters in that movie. Aaron says, I like Princess Bride. Yes, Princess Bride's a great movie. Spaceballs and Naked Gun and all those are in that same vein.
Police Academy.
Police Academy, yep. All good movies. Porky's. And Linda Davis says, good night, all. Linda, please take care of yourself and please let us know if things get worse or if you need somebody to just talk to. Give me a call. You got my number.
Mine too.
And hers too. And take care of yourself. We love you and we're thinking about you.
Message me if you remember tonight, if they release you or if they're keeping you or what's going on. Let us know.
Right on. Judy says, good night, Amy. Please take care, Linda. And Debbie says, Amy, say hi to Larry for me later. Aaron says, Linda, I'll check on you. All right. I love you guys. It's that time of night and I'm going to bed. I've had a long one. Have a great night. God bless you all. Like, subscribe, share, support, join, super chat, all that.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
That's enough of that. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on Friday. God bless and have a good night.
Good night, y'all.
Thanks for watching.